Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Larry again. Today I am doing a homemade burger bun video, and this is a video that is in response to some comments from some of you out there who are asking for a recipe for my hamburger buns that I had highlighted in a video called How to Make Better Burgers. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But this video is going to be how to make the buns themselves. So if you are into wanting to make your own homemade buns, which I think is worth it, just give it a try. You'll love it, trust me. Stay tuned, keep watching, and I'll show you how I do it. The night before you want to make your buns, you make your sponge starter. And your sponge starter is about an equal mixture of flour to a liquid, combined with some yeast starter, which I have right here. Now I've done my yeast starter in the past. I've done a video on this. This is a starter I've been using for a few years now. It's been kind of kept alive in my fridge and weekend to weekend while I make breads and other things. So what you need is for this recipe, about 4 ounces of your natural yeast starter, about 6 ounces of all-purpose flour, and about 6 ounces of your liquid. In this case I'm using milk, but you can use water or beer as well. I think the milk gives the buns more of a squishy, softer crumb to them, more like what you would expect out of a hamburger bun. If you use water or beer, you'll end up with something that's more like a sourdough loaf, kind of a firmer texture to it. So either way you want to go, it's up to you. I'm doing milk this time. And I'll stir it together until it's combined evenly. Just like that. Then cover it with some plastic wrap and let it sit overnight until tomorrow. The next morning, take off the plastic wrap and take a look. See, now you can see here, this is why they call it a sponge starter. These little air or gas pockets and bubbles that are bubbling up, it makes it look like a big sponge basically. So this is ready for the next step. Now, although this recipe only makes 8 buns, it is very easy to scale up or scale down by following what's called baker's percentages. And lucky for you, down in the video description below, I will put a link and well, not just to the recipe, but also to the bread recipe calculator spreadsheet that I came up with that I use in my other bread making videos that you can download for this video as well, and punch in the total number of flour at the top of this spreadsheet, and it will calculate the ratios of all the other ingredients for you. All right, so keep that in mind, and let's move on. What you're looking at now is the remainder of the ingredients to add at this time. So starting in the middle, about 12 ounces of all-purpose flour, 4 ounces of warm milk, which could be water if that's what you're using for your liquid, 1 beaten egg, about a 1/4 cup of melted unsalted butter, about 0.4 ounces of salt, and about 0.4 ounces of white sugar, or you can use some other sweetener. I'm just using plain white sugar today. So let's get these added in. So now I put the bowl in my stand mixer with the dough hook attachment attached here, and I want to go ahead and mix this together and knead it first for a few minutes. I lightly flour the surface I'm going to put the dough on, then add it out and pull it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and knead it a little bit more into a ball. Add a little more flour if necessary. Just like that. Now place the dough ball into a lightly oiled bowl, just like that, and then cover it again, and let it rise until doubled in size. It's been a few hours, so you can see it's about doubled in size. It's got some lift to it, so I'm going to go ahead and punch down and reform this. Add some flour. Form it back into a ball. Punch out all the air out of there, all the little big air bubbles that and there, get them all popped. Put them right back into a bowl. Now divide the ball into 8 equal pieces. Then form each piece into a little ball. It's not necessary most of the time, but I like to, out of habit, as I make my breads, just like I make my buns, I want to sort of stretch the outer skin a little bit by folding it back like this and tucking it in and pinching it off, and it helps it rise a little bit better, I think, just like that. So do that for all of them. So that made about 8 rolls at about 4.5 ounces a piece. So what I'm going to do now is put them on some parchment paper, like you see here, in a pan. I'm going to throw in the oven, and I'm going to put a little bit of flour on top of each of them. This is just to keep the plastic wrap from sticking to them as they rise. And then cover it with some plastic wrap. Just like that. A couple hours later or more, they look like they've increased pretty well, so I'm going to get my oven fired up to 400 degrees and throw them in. One optional step is that you may want to add some kind of brush on top. So what I brushed on here is some melted salted butter. But I've also done buns with some egg wash brushing on them too. And in fact, I did a video not too long ago called How to Make Better Burgers, where I show some buns I had made using an egg wash, and those have a much shinier texture. I brushed these with melted butter, so now you'll get to see what those look like as well. And here they are about 35 minutes later. Oh man, they look delicious. Nice and hollow, light. So they've already cooked through. Nice color on the crust there. So let's go ahead and slice one of these up and throw a burger on it. Here we have one of the buns. Let's go ahead and slice it up, huh? Oh man, look at that. That looks delicious. Here, I'll do a little zoom here for you. And there we go. Check that out. This is going to be delicious. It's soft, just like you expect from a hamburger bun, but it's got a nice little crust on the outside. And oh, the smell of the fresh baked bread is, wish you can smell this, but this is really good. All right, so that's how you make the buns. So you put any burger that you want on them, but I have some I'm making today right now. So let's go see what it looks like with a burger on top. Here we go, my favorite burgers from fresh ground meat. I did a video on that, check that out. But also in the meantime, I put some more blue cheese and my homemade buns. So let's go ahead and stack that up, and I'm going to cut it in half and show you the cross section. And here you go, cross sectioned up. Looks really good. Looking forward to eating this. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out other videos on my YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe.